Hello, my beauties. How are you all doing out there in the world, wherever you are listening from? Thank you so much for joining and for tuning in today. I really, really appreciate it. So here we are. We're in 2025. The new year has been and gone, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, it feels like it was absolutely ages ago. I've been struck down with a bit of a flu. As you can hear, I'm not quite back to full capacity yet, and it's kind of just messed with my time perspective completely. I'm absolutely unaware of where we are and how the hell we got into the middle part of a month already. It's just insane. But it has been nice to kind of ease into January and the new year with a slowness and kind of a stillness to it. I mean, to say I've kind of gone into hibernation would not be an exaggeration. I actually think would be fair to say I have very much embraced the fact that my body needed to rest during this period, and that everything would just have to wait, and it did. And I actually feel pretty good for it. Still carrying a little bit of like a nasally, head coldy kind of thing going on, but generally speaking, personally, internally, emotionally, I think that little pause after Christmas, after what was a very busy, very chaotic Christmas, I think was probably actually really what was very much needed. And I'm not too sure, had I been in the best of health, whether I would have actually stopped and paused during that moment instead. So I'm kind of grateful for that. And I hope that you guys all had an amazing Christmas and a wonderful beginning to your new year. And hopefully not too many sicknesses, not too many bugs. I really hope that everyone's kind of feeling healthy and happy and kind of vibing with it all. Here we are, guys, the first full moon of 2025. Very excited to have this beautiful energy with us. So we are in the sign of Cancer, a lovely energy, really warm and nurturing and full of emotional depth and focus, which is all around the home and the family and those relationships that we have with those people. And it also focuses very heavily on what we need most of all, asking you what you need most of all, but it focuses on that. And I really love that energy. So Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac. It's also a cardinal sign. So we often talk about fixed signs and mutable signs. This one is a cardinal sign. These guys, the cardinals, are known for being leaders and go-getters and trendsetters and visionaries. So you've got this really lovely sort of initiative taking, bring the people together kind of vibe. They're very dynamic signs, very, very dynamic signs. And then we've also got the fact that Cancer is a water sign, so it's very go with the flow kind of energy. So it also, which I really, really love this kind of dynamic, its ruling planet of Cancer is the moon, which is wonderful. The moon itself represents comfort and self-care, and maternal energy. And then you've got this lovely Cancerian energy, which is also all about the comfort, the self-care, and the nurturing energy. So we've got maternal energy and nurturing energy. So what I would want you to do is kind of consider this full moon, this lunation, this period. Consider this your emotional check-in for January. I feel that, and I think a lot of people would agree, that we kind of try to rush through January. So we come flying out of December at a rate of knots, busy, 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 been up to loads of things, perhaps spent too much time indoors as well. And we kind of come flying into the new year with all this purpose and all this energy and all of this, I want to get stuff done kind of vibe. And then we try to rush through this. We try to rush through January because, again, it's a long month. People are waiting to get paid. It's dark, it's wintry, it's miserable, the weather's rubbish, so we're trying to just like push through as quick as possible through January. And we're trying to come out the other side of winter and kind of hit spring. And unfortunately, we can't rush that. That's just not how it works. We kind of need all of these seasonal moments and these seasonal vibes. It's what we need as human beings. So where we are kind of flying out the gate, you've got Cancer trying to kind of bring you back into like a kind of slow moving, pausing, resetting season. As we go through the rest of January and then February, and then obviously spring is upon us. So Cancer is seeking out a balance. It's looking for balance between our inner self and our outer self. It's looking for balance between our work life and our home life, especially if your work life is at home. But it's looking for that balance, balancing that time, balancing those responsibilities, balancing where your efforts lie, and so on and so forth, where your concentration is. It's also trying to balance our masculine and our feminine energy as well. Now, the opposing sign of Cancer in the moon is Capricorn in the sun. And Capricorn is here trying to guide us into this balance, this yin and yang. Capricorn has a very pragmatic energy, and it's asking us to balance between nurturing ourselves. So we've got that Cancerian moon, lunar energy of nurturing. But it also, the Capricorn side is saying, like, don't overdo it. You have responsibilities that you need to fulfill at the same time, and you kind of need to balance taking care of yourself and going slow versus what needs to be done, what you have to get done at a pace that is faster than this side wants. So this is also like a huge reset period. In general, we've got the winter side of it, the seasonal side of it, we've got the lunation side of it, we have got the signs that it is in their side of it, and then on top of that, the Lunar New Year begins at the end of January, on the 29th of January, which is when we have our new moon. Now, that new moon in Aquarius marks the end of the year of the dragon in Chinese astrology. And then that moves us on to the year of the snake. So we've kind of got a lot going on in a 2-week period, all asking us to kind of reset and prepare. Because as you move forward into the year, you need to know what you're moving forward with. You can just bombard your way through and just keep going, and it's fine, and it's not a problem. But what it's asking is for you to use this period, this reset, this pause, this time, to set your intentions, be clear about what you need, about what you want, what your goals are. We've talked before, I've spoken in previous podcasts. I'm not a big one for New Year's resolutions. I don't knock anyone that does it. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think it's wonderful. It doesn't work for me, in the sense that I don't really stick to them if they're resolutions. Whereas if I keep them as a goal, if I make them an actual goal moving forward for the year, it's not something I'm looking to crash and burn into right now. I'm looking over the course of the next 12 months to achieve these goals, no matter how crazy or impossible or simple that they may be. That is my aim. So I use this period to set those intentions. For me, those goals are my intentions of what I would like to accomplish in that time period. And this reset is part of that. You've got to go in with a clear mind of what you want, what you need, what you're hoping for, no matter how big or small. Set those intentions very clearly in your mind so that you can exit winter, that pause, reset moment, and exit into spring, quite literally springing yourself forward, knowing what it is that you're aiming for as the seasons change, as the weather warms up, as the year moves forward, as we go into what is our more productive time of the year between spring and autumn, it's giving you that jump board. It's giving you that spring to know where you're headed. So use this time very wisely to set your intentions and to rest your body as well. We all know that apart from Christmas, winter can be quite a quiet time. We really do look for things and seek out things to entertain us and keep us happy during this period. It's a strange month, a strange season, where we should be completely resting ourselves. You know, in days gone by, that's what it was for, was total rest. We now call it self-care. It was for resting, almost a human form of hibernation before the very, very heavy work of the year began. And then you would be longer days, longer hours, pushing harder and using your body more. And we still need to do that, even though I suppose we're not perhaps working the same way. We do push harder in the summer. We entertain ourselves a lot in the summer. We're always busy on the go. We are on the go for more hours than we can think, because obviously the sun doesn't set until 9:30 at night. We keep going until that sort of time, whether that's work or play. It's all taking a toll on ourselves. So we need this rest period, this comfort period, this nurturing self-care period. And that is what Cancer is here to remind you of. You need to rest, pause, reset, set those intentions, and prepare yourself, your mind, your emotions, your body. Prepare yourself to spring forward when the time comes and move forward through the year to accomplish your goals. So because Cancer is this heavily intuitive, very protective, very nurturing, and a very emotionally intelligent sign, this first lunation is all about tuning into ourselves, tuning into our hearts, cultivating emotional security within ourselves, and truly listening to what you need. So again, we're not going to listen with our ears. We're going to listen with our intuition. We're going to listen to what our heart is saying, not our mind. What are we saying deep down in our soul, in that gut feeling, in our heart? What is it that we need? And you may find yourself feeling very strong, very heavy mothering energy, this nurturing self-care energy, but you may feel it for others as well. This need to treat everybody almost as if they're like your children, that you need to take care of them, that you need to tend to them. And that is absolutely okay. But again, we're looking for this balance that Cancer and Capricorn both want us to have. And that is, you can take care of people, but don't overextend yourself. Take care of yourself, but don't overindulge. So don't overextend, and don't forget to take care of yourself in the process. So again, balance. When you're taking care of others, you have to balance between them and you. And then when you're taking care of yourself, don't forget that you could be neglecting others in taking care of yourself. So just find this beautiful balance in between. That's kind of the perfect vibe that we are looking for, is utilizing that nurturing energy where you're kind of taking care of everybody and you're doing it without any detriment to yourself as well. So this is a beautiful energy and a great time for that inner work, that shadow work, inner child work, releasing emotional baggage, cord cutting, that sort of thing. This deep, intuitive, nurturing, comforting energy that we are surrounded by is a perfect time for you to really go deep with your thoughts. What is it that you need? What are you missing? What are you holding on to? What's no longer serving you? What could you let go of? What trauma, what needs healing, what emotions are you still carrying around that are stopping you and hindering you from moving forward with your goals, with your life? This is a really good time for journaling and using journaling prompts to really kind of drag out that shadow work, really dig deep and see what you can shift so that it you can move forward. You can continue on with this. And another amazing time for connecting with family. Now, this doesn't have to be your blood family. Perhaps they're not for you. This can be your blood connected family. This can be your chosen family. This can be the family that you have created, your circle of friends that are your family. Use the word loosely. Whoever is family to you, this is who it is for. And this is a really good time to reconnect and spend time with them. Again, we get very busy as the year moves on. And this slow period is really for us to just be with people and spend time with people, utilizing that time, that space that we've got at the moment, just to relax and just be ourselves with people that we love. So now you need to take a look, thanks to the nurturing Cancerian energy, at where we could be overexerting ourselves. So we're looking for that balance again. So it's a really good time to kind of have a look and really think generally where you could be over pushing yourself, overexerting yourself, overextending yourself. You need to sort of look at emotionally where you are holding on to feelings that no longer serve your purpose. And these two exercises will really help to drive you forward. Now, the January energy usually gives off this kind of cleansing, clearing, decluttering sort of vibe. I'm sure we all feel it. You know, it's kind of when we want to do a spring clean, even though we don't need to spring clean. We want to clear out our closet. We want to clear out our drawers, our cupboards, our fridge after Christmas and all the food that's left over. We all get that kind of vibe. And this energy from this moon will inspire you to push forward with that. So kind of lean into that. If you feel that, go with it. So it's asking us sort of emotionally and mentally to declutter. Now, don't get me wrong, physical declutter is amazing. Go for it. Go for your life, cleanse your house, cleanse your space. It's brilliant. But this moon is really working on more of our emotional and mental decluttering. Again, we're back to reflecting on what emotional patterns or relationships or habits or any of those things that we are not, don't work for us anymore. They no longer serve our purpose. They no longer serve our journey. What no longer works for you. More importantly, what are you coming up against that you are seeing time and time again, this repeated pattern, whether that's with people or whether that's with jobs or whether that's with how you feel about something. What are you seeing repeated and perhaps not learning the lesson that is required for that to go away? Because those patterns are shown to you repeatedly until you get the hint. So if you have any of these patterns in your life or any of these relationships where you just keep meeting the same person over and over again, remember when we talk about relationships, it might not be romantic. It could be any form of relationship in your life. Do you keep coming up against the same person, the same friend, the same partner? Do you keep coming up against the same type of job, the same type of boss? Do you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Now, we all know that the definition of madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So here you've got this energy that's kind of trying to rock with you and say, you need to look. You really need to look and figure out what it is that is repeating itself. Either learn that lesson or let it go. We need to do that for our emotions, but also for our mental. So emotional and mental declutter throughout January and really look at those things. If you find something that you kind of notice what the pattern might be or the habit, write it down and release it. Use it as a full moon ritual where you can release those things. They no longer serve your purpose. Release them. And you can bury it, write it, bury it, and send it back to the earth. Some people do burn it. I prefer to bury. I find that by putting it back into the earth again is very cleansing, very, very cleansing. And it's a lovely symbolic gesture of letting it go from your perspective as well. You'll really feel that lift when you do it, which is, a wonderful vibe to have. Make sure when you're doing all of this, and you're kind of going through these processes and you're going through these thoughts and all these prompts and these emotional states, to make sure that you create a safe space for yourself. You have to be in a safe, loving space within yourself so that you can heal in that space safely. And during this time, comfort is going to be a huge factor. Find what makes you super comfortable, super comfy, like, winter comfort. And do that and do things that make you feel cozy and relaxed and warm and comfy. Now, since the winter solstice happened on the 21st of December, the days have been really slowly, and I do mean like really slowly, but they have been slowly getting longer for us, which is great, because I can't remember the exact number of days. I haven't actually checked, but we really aren't that far from longer days where, the evening does seem to go on for a lot longer than it does right now. It's like a time of slow awakening for us all, in nature as well as humans. It's also a time for us to leave behind all those old regrets and make our fresh resolutions and set that through our intentions, as we discussed earlier, to assist us in those coming months as life begins anew and fresh, and the warmer times start to come and find us again. Now, with this moon, I would strongly suggest using your spiritual toolkit. Get your gratitude going. Write it out. Think about it. However it is that you do it, get your gratitude going and show gratitude for the things that you have in your life already that you are really, really grateful for. From the smallest thing to the biggest thing, I would be grateful for all of it. Journaling, another amazing one for this kind of energy, especially as we're going quite deep with this. You're really digging into those emotions and really digging into those intentions and possibilities for the year as well. Journaling here would be great, especially if you can kind of go into that auto journaling mode where you're not really thinking, you are just writing at the end of it. I think that you would probably surprise yourself with a lot of the thoughts that could come out and a lot of things that would pour out of your heart and your mind as well. I would highly recommend a full moon bath. I say shower or bath, doesn't matter, because not everybody has a bath and not everyone likes a bath. But for this one, I would really suggest a nice, long, slow bath. Connect to that water sign. Cancer is a water sign. I would really make that water connection. But if you don't like baths and you don't have a bath and you're not keen on it, haven't got time, do not worry at all. Connect through the shower. Again, shower on the full moon, cleanse your aura, cleanse your energy, especially if you've already done your journaling and your gratitude and your thoughts and you've let go of all this stuff. You put your crystals out, go for a shower and release all of that energy and connect to that water element. The full moon is a really good one for writing out those intentions, as we talked about earlier. If you actually sit down and write them out, again, can be in the journal, they can be written out, and you can go and bury them on the full moon, so you've got the intentions are out there in the world. It doesn't matter, maybe they're just in your mind, but make those intentions clear of what you want going forward, what you expect from your life, what it is that you really, truly, very deep down, what you need in your life and what you want in your life. If you go for the cord cutting, as I discussed earlier, make sure that you bury that, send it back to the earth, and cleanse your living space as well. So you can use sage, You can use Palo Santo, you can use juniper essential oil, cleanse your living space and give it a really good airing. If you can open a window after clearing and decluttering and all of those things and let the energy go, light a candle, great. It's cold, so depending on where you are, opening a window probably isn't a great option. So if that's the case, then just cleanse with sage, burn Palo Santo, or use a juniper essential oil to wipe down everywhere. It's just another way of cleansing that space that you are in and all of that energy that you're kind of releasing. And with this Cancerian energy, cooking is a really, really good exercise and a good practice for this full moon. It's a nourishing, nurturing kind of action in itself. So if you wish to do it alone, or if that's the way that the chips fall, then that's absolutely wonderful, and you're still going to connect and feel that kind of vibe and that nurturing energy coming through. But if you can, involve family. Again, loose term of family. Family is whoever means that to you. So cooking with your family will bring a much higher connection because you're connecting through all energy that's connected to this lunation period. And during this period, if you work with crystals, as you know I do, I would strongly recommend using rose quartz, a beautiful, calming, self-loving, very loving in general, very zen energy coming off of rose quartz. And if you are going in towards the letting go terms of things, then rose quartz can be amazing at helping you overcome old pain. My favourite, selenite, is a great one to work with on this full moon. However, don't put this one outside. It cannot cope with water. So you can put it on the windowsill and let the moonlight bathe it from there. And that's no problem whatsoever. Selenite's a really good one for that kind of calming, all-rounder, positive energy. It's self-healing, it's self-cleansing, and it just vibrates goodness from it. The other one I would suggest is moonstone, because this carries the lunar energy for abundance, and labradorite, which reflects the moonlight to enhance any rituals that you're doing. Now, whether that is cord cutting or letting go, these still count as rituals. Journaling, gratitude, showering to cleanse your aura, all rituals. So labradorite will reflect that kind of moonlight energy into enhancing your rituals. And if you are going into the letting go vibe of things, you can work with black obsidian, because this helps to release the toxic self-judgment that you will be holding on to. Smoky quartz, because it releases old unspoken resentments. And serpentine, which helps you look forward whilst you're healing now. And I really love that, to be able to help you move forward into the future that you are creating whilst you're doing your healing right now. I love that. So those are some really great stones. And I'm just going to leave you with some affirmations for this full moon. And then I'm going to have to sign off and go and drink my tea. So say after me. I embrace the energy of the wolf moon, and I am guided by my instincts and my intuition. I release what no longer serves me, and I embrace new opportunities that will come my way. I welcome love, kindness, and compassion into my life. I have the power to make the changes that I want to see in my life. And with that, I'm going to sign off and go enjoy my cup of tea. And I wish you all the most amazing full moon period ahead. And I will be back very, very soon with my next episode, which has got a guest on, which is Caroline Heaton Tate. I will be posting that within the next few days, which is really exciting. I can't wait for you to hear the episode, which is an absolute blessing to speak to her. And until next time, take care, guys.